and the GHA of Marquette. Now we're going to use an assumed longitude. This is another important number right here when it comes to our plot. So what we want to do is I want LHA of the star to be a whole number. So I'm going to look, I want to add something to 329 degrees, 19.7 minutes, to make a whole number of degrees. So I'm looking up here at my longitude of where I think I am. I think I am at 4131.1 west. I'm going to be subtracting a number. So I'm going to fudge my longitude here a little bit because it's only a DR. You know, I can be really wherever I want to be within reason. I'm going to fudge it less than 30 minutes. So 19.7 to 31.1. I'm just going to move 31.1 down. So I'm going to say that I'm subtracting west, minus 41 degrees, 19.7 minutes. And that is going to give me a nice whole number for LHA of the star, which is what I want. 288. Okay, the local hour angle of the star right there, 288. This one's going to be a little bit different. Now over here, I got 107, 58.4 minutes, and I need to get there from 31.1. On this one, I'm going to go bigger, so I'm going to say minus 41 degrees, and I'm going to bump that all the way up to 58.4. When you're adding, it's even trickier because you need it to like wrap around. So if I was adding something, I would want to add 1.6 to this number, so I would probably move this number down a whole bunch to 1.6, and then it would wrap around. Don't worry about that until you get into the east longitudes. But for now, we're in west longitude, so I can subtract. It's nice and easy. So 107 minus 41/66. LHA of Peacock. And I got 4.1. I want to move this in some direction. I need to move this down. So minus 41, 4.1. $32. Now, it's also worth noting right here that sometimes I may have a GHA of a star that's smaller than 41. If that's the case, you don't want to get a negative number. So let's say, just for argument's sake, that the GHA of a star was like 35. 35 is the same thing as 35 plus 360. Okay? So I would change a 35 if this was a GHA of the star. I would change that actually to 395. And then subtract 41 from that and get 354, okay? And that's fine that you do that. 35 is the same thing as 395 because we're working in a circle. So that's a trick that you do right here that I didn't run into on this problem, but you'll probably run into one of those days. Some important numbers we got here. We have the deck, we have HO, GMT. These are all important little bits that I'm pulling out of all these numbers that I've been working on. The next, looking over at my strip, is assumed latitude. So on this one, it's pretty easy. I just look up here at my DR latitude, 24 degrees, 25.2 minutes south. I'm going to just use, you just round that to the nearest latitude number, so that's 24 south. And I'm just going to write that across the whole way. No problem. Okay, and then the HT. So with HT, this is all of this up here, up above. This is the numbers that we got that are like from our shot and from the Nautical Almanac. And now starting with HT, we're going to start to use the other publication, 229. Now with 229, my latitude is 24 south, and so you need to grab the correct 229 that's in between 15 and 30, and 24 south, good to go. Okay. So to get into 229, I'm just going to take a peek in here. I need LHA, I need declination, you can see it right here, and I need the latitude, which are all these guys across the top. So I need all three of these things for 229. There it is right there. Now, the biggest thing, well, they're all big things. The book is divided in 2 bits. So here we got latitudes 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 15 through 22, north or south. And then in the back of the book, you have other latitudes that are 23 through 30. So this book is divided into two halves. There's the first half and there's the second half that cover the whole 15 degrees of latitude. I'm in 24, so I'm going to be pretty much in the back of the book here. I'm going to look for LHA of 288. Now, you want to start looking at the corners of the book. And you can see that we got different LHA numbers here. I got a 9 and a 351. I have a 171 and a 189. I'm looking for 288, so I'm just going to start flipping pages. Here we go. 350, that's getting smaller. So I'm going to head in that direction and see if I can get to 288. Looks like we're going to make it. There it is. Okay, so here I've got an LHA of 288 over here and an LHA of 288 over here. On this one, it says latitude is the same as the declination, and here it says latitude is contrary to declination. Right here, my declination is 8, and it's south, and my assumed latitude is also south. So latitude is the same as the declination. I'm over here on this side. I got these three pieces of information. LHA 288. Yep, there I am. I got assumed latitude 24. I'm in this column right here. And then finally I have declination, which runs all the way down here between 0 and 90. My declination for here is 8 degrees 13.4 minutes. So I just go to 8. Okay, so you want to double check all this stuff because it gets kind of crazy that I'm in the right spot. So 24 is my latitude, 288 LHA, and my declination is 8. So HC or HT is right here, 1938.6. And then I have this other guy, which is a Z. You also have this little D, a small d number. I'm just going to put a slash right here, and it's adding 23.0. And what this is you add 23.0, and that gets you from declination 8 to declination 9. And we just do a little bit of interpolation a little bit later on. You'll see that in just a second. But I'm going to grab some other information from here. I'm going to grab the Z number. I'm just going to throw it down here a little ways. 89.8. And I need to see what this is visually. So on this one, on declination of 8, I've got 89.8, and then it goes to 88.9. So I need to subtract some number. I need to subtract. I can't do that in my head right now. So 89.8 minus 88.9. It's 0.9. So 0.9. Now is it adding or subtracting? I go from 89.8 down to 88. It's subtracting. So what I've done here is from declination 8 to declination 9 is, so far as HT goes, I add 23. From declination 8 to declination 9 for the Z, I subtract 0.9. Okay. Now that I've got that, we're going to do a little bit of work right over in this column. So I'm going to do this straight interpolation. Now back to the declination here. I grab the HT for this whole number of 8, but I also have this 13.4 minutes. So I'm going to deal with that right now too. 13.4 divided by 60. This is like a fraction, and I'm going to store that in number 1. Now I do that number, which is 0.222333, whatever, times this part, which is 23. And this is a fraction, so I'm only going up a little bit from 8 to 9, and then in between 0 and 60 I'm only doing 13.4. So I'm going to go up a little bit, like 1/4 of the way. And 1/4 of 23, I know this is crazy, it's confusing, is 5.1. So I'm going to add right here 5.1. And this is going to change into another HT of 38.6 plus 5.1. 1943.7. So I now corrected for the full declination right here, and that's my final HT.